All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to be digging into the really powerful story of persecution being built around Germany's AfD party and its leader, Alice Weidel. We're going to look at the claims made in a viral video that's been fueling this whole narrative and see how they fit into the bigger political picture in Germany.
So, this viral video we're looking at, it kicks off with just one thing, a number, 6.
And right away, the video hits you with a question. Is this just a coincidence? You could already feel it, right? It's setting this tone of suspicion from the get-go. Okay, so let's break this down. What's this number all about? Well, the video's main claim, the real bombshell, is that 6 AfD candidates died right before local elections, under what the video calls mysterious circumstances. And to really hammer this point home, the video uses this quote from Stefan Brandner, an AfD politician. The whole idea here is to make you think, wow, this is not normal. Something is seriously wrong. So the video doesn't stop there. It goes on to claim that at least one of these deaths wasn't from natural causes. I mean, that's a huge accusation. And it's not just staying in Germany either. You've got big names like Elon Musk amplifying it, which, is a huge part of the narrative the source is trying to build here. Okay, so from this big, party-wide conspiracy angle, the story then shifts. It zooms right in, making it personal, focusing on the struggles of the AfD's leader, Alice Weidel. And this is where they really try to connect with you emotionally. The video highlights what it calls the personal toll on Weidel's family. It uses this quote from her to talk about protests that were supposedly aimed right at her young kids. And this next quote, man, it really paints a picture of the security situation she describes. The video basically frames her as a prisoner in her own country. She can't even go shopping, she says, without protection because of all the threats against her. So you see what the source is doing, right? It's taking all these different challenges, her personal safety, her family, even just the basic logistics of running a political office, and weaving them into one big narrative. The message is that she's facing this huge, coordinated campaign of pressure that's meant to shut her down both as a person and as a politician. And then the story gets even bigger. It expands out from Weidel's personal situation to, a much larger accusation. The claim is that this isn't just about one person. It's about a systematic, almost state-level effort to push the entire AfD party out of German politics. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at what the source is doing here. It's drawing a direct line, a parallel, between how it says the AfD is being treated today and the methods used by the old DDR, the communist regime in East Germany. I mean, that is a powerful, really historically loaded accusation to make. The video even uses this specific German term, Berufsverbote, which basically means professional bans. The argument is that if you even associate with the AfD, you could lose your job, especially if you're a public servant. And they're directly comparing that tactic to something you'd see in an authoritarian state trying to silence its critics. So after laying out this whole picture of persecution, right, the video makes a big pivot. It moves from problem to solution. And its ultimate goal is to position the AfD as the only answer for Germany's future. So how do they do that? First, they lay out Weidel's diagnosis of what's wrong with Germany. The picture they paint is of a nation in total crisis. We're talking crime, a declining economy, borders out of control. They're really tapping into some deep anxieties that a lot of people are feeling. And then comes this quote. It's all about creating this incredible sense of urgency. The message is basically, time is running out. The country is on the edge of a cliff, and the AfD is the last chance to pull it back before it's too late. And to back up this idea that their message is catching on, the video points to polling data. It presents this 25% figure as undeniable proof that more and more voters are coming over to their side. And this is how the video wraps it all up, with this really raw emotional appeal from Weidel. She's talking directly to the people who feel forgotten, who feel screwed over. She's promising them, we hear you, and we are your only hope for things to actually change. So the narrative that this video presents is crystal clear, isn't it? It frames the AfD as this victimized movement fighting for the very soul of the nation. It really leaves you with a big question. Is this party a persecuted group fighting for democracy, or is it a threat to it? And that really is the warning for Germany that the source wants you to think about.